it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is the 27th of Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, round 19. Today's exclusive sketch comes to us from Jennifer at Scrap and Cane, and she has a 3-photo sketch, and I am going to have a 1-photo sketch. So I am using my Color Rush Studio kits for October. I am starting with this absolutely stunning floral background, and then I have this little strip of green paper left, and I'm going to cut it into 4 half-inch by 12-inch strips. And I'm going to use those as that border that you see go around. You could have torn a piece of paper and backed it or something, but I decided I do that a lot. I'm going to try this. So I trimmed them, a few of them a little funky, so I had to fix them. But I've got my 4 strips there. I've got my picture of my daughter. She's sitting on like a moped in Universal Studios, and I matted it with one of the other papers, one of the scenery papers, but just the top. So that was pink. I'm taking a large doily, and I'm going to put that over to kind of going off the side. And then I know I need these squares. So I was thinking maybe this bow paper, but then I'm actually going to pull this scenery paper, and I'm just going to cut the top 4 inches off. And so it's just a blue plaid. So I'm counting how many 4x4 squares I can get out of, a 12x12 sheet, which is 3. And, or at least the one that I did. So here I am stacking the 3 up. I'm like, well, it's kind of the idea, but I think that I just want the 2. So I know in the sketch there's a spot over to the side that is a journaling block. And so instead I'm going to put 2 squares on one side and 1 where the journaling block is. So I'm going to start going through my ephemera, and I have to pull out everything that is like autumn and stuff, because that's not what I'm doing. This is spring break. So all the colors can go springy. So I have this little envelope. So I'm going to stick my 4x4 square in there. And then I'm going to pull out all the like little coffee bits, because why not? I think it's fine. And then I'm going to pull out that girl. That girl's finally going to make it on this layout. She looks super cute. I mean, she is fall, but I feel like it still works. So this is what I have left of my frazzle. So I'm going to try and figure out a way to make that work as well. So I'm using this as kind of the journaling area, and I will put some frazzle behind it as like the pull tab. But first I'm going to go off screen, and I'm going to rough up the edges of all of the papers and then stick them down. So everything is stuck down, and I'm going to start putting my clusters on. So I'm going to make a little cluster on this envelope. I am going to finally put that frazzle behind there. Yep, I'm going to use that one. And then I will eventually staple it, and then I'll use that die cut to cover up the staple hole, or the actual staple. So I'm moving things around a little bit. This little circular piece has an apple on it. I'm just going to tuck it so you see the pink up there at the top. And then Here's my little picture. There's a little candle. And then my little floral. So I've got this tiny, tiny piece of Frazzle. I'm going to stick that underneath. And then, so I just have that piece of Frazzle left, and I'm going to go ahead and tuck it under the top of my photo. So I like how all of that looks. So I'm just going to take a little bit of time, and I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down. For some reason, I couldn't cut that straight. I had to cut it backwards. I don't know why, but it wasn't cutting very well. The floral, I do have to add a foam square of like a foam dot too, because it's going to be overlapping the acrylic coffee mug. And so I have to make sure it doesn't fall down. I guess I could have cut this out, but this video is so short already. I didn't really feel like I needed to. So here's where I'm going to staple that and put the die cut on. So in the description box, I will have links to the playlist as well as the Color Rush Studio shop, so you can get your hands on these beautiful kits. Oh, yes. Oh, this piece. So this is from a past Color Rush Studio kit, and it's a little moped, and I knew I had this picture of my daughter, and I've literally been saving this little die cut piece for this photo, and it just didn't quite work with what I was doing, and I put it back, and then I was like, well, if I fussy cut it out, I can still get it on here. Like, I've saved it for so long. So I do decide to put it down there at the bottom. And I'm very happy that I got this on this layout, because I specifically kept it knowing that I was going to document this picture. So here is a final look at the layout. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I got a couple of close-ups for you. You can always use my code 10Crystal, and that will save you 10% in the Color Rush Studio shop. So here is a final look at that layout, and remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.